I'm going to start recording now anyway. We can edit it later, but now you should have presenter rights and should be able to present whenever you're ready.
Can people see my terminal window? Is it too small? I can bump it up. Oops.
Looks good to me.
Is it okay? Great. I'll bump it up a touch anyway. Okay. Good morning, everyone. This is really sort of a bit rough and quite a simple talk about some Git features. I mentioned them briefly at the summit, and some people were interested. So I'm sure that a lot of you know about this stuff already, and but they are quite useful bits and pieces if you don't. This is a sort of like a little demo using some working code that I have for Open Data Census. So I'm working on a file, and I've made some changes, and I can see my changes with git diff. So I've got some working changes in there, so additions and modifications. But as I'm working with the file, and you can't see it here. There's some. This is JavaScript, and there's some var in there, and I want to change those to lets. So I'm going to go through to my working document, which you can't see because it's in my text browser, but I'll show the diff in a sec once I've made these changes. So I'm going through and I'm changing these little vars just to, I got them all, hang on a sec. Yeah, so I'm just changing these to let and then saving the file. Just taking ages because it's the first one I've saved today. Great. And if I do a little git diff now, I've got these syntax changes that I've made mixed up with some other changes that I've been making. The additions to the code that I had made earlier, but I haven't committed either of these two things. So I kind of want to commit these syntax changes first, just so that I'm sort of working with a cleaned up file. But I don't really want to stash my other changes because it's all a bit beforehand, because I've already kind of made these changes and it's all a bit of a hassle. So I'm going to add this file to Git staging area using patch mode, which means that I can just select some of the changes from the file, but not all of them. So if I go to Git, add, and then this little flag P means it's patch mode. And this gives me some choices about what to add and what not to add. So this is one of the let changes I want to add. So I'm going to type Y for yes. I want to add that. And what else we got here? This is quite a big. This is called a hunk. This what it's displaying when it asks me whether I want to stage it or not. And this is actually mixing up some of the lets and also some of the other additions that I made. So I don't want to add those other additions. I just want to add the changes from var to let. So with this, I need to split this hunk a little bit more. So S for split, which then just gives me, it just breaks it down a little bit more. And this is one of those var to let changes. So I'll say yes, another one, say yes, another one, yes. Not this one. This is the actual code change that I'm making. So I say no. This one is a let change. So I say yes. This is a little space. So I'm going to just say no and ignore it. This one is a let change. Another let change, and this is actual code, so I say no. Great. So now my my file is partially staged. So I've made a sort of patch out of it. So if I go to Git status, it appears both added to the stage, but also not added to the stage, because some of it's added and some of it isn't. This is kind of great for me. I can check what's been added to the stage by using diff with a special flag. So normally with diff, you're seeing what's changed in your working copy, but with this, it's git diff and then cached, which shows me what's changed on the stage, which is really useful. So this is all the stuff that is now currently staged, and I'm just checking. It's just my lets, nothing else. Great, that's exactly what I want. So I'm going to commit these changes. Let's git commit. with a message, like that. Great. And I'll just check the log. Great, looks good to me. But I've just noticed that I missed one of the lets, which is a bit of a pain, right at the top of the file, which is why I missed it. So I'm going to just change it in my text editor. And then I'll look at the diff. So you can see I've got this let change. I don't want to make another commit just for this, because that seems a bit silly to make a commit just for one let. I want to add it to my previous syntax changes. So I could add it. I'm going to add it with patch mode again. So git add patch mode. And this is the one I want to add. I'll say yes, and then say no to everything else. And I want to add it to my previous commit. I want to sort of, I don't want to rewind the commit. I just want to amend what I committed before. So I've got an alias, which I will show you if I can show my alias file. Let's see if we can do this. Is it easy to change which screen I'm showing? I'm not sure it is. Right. So this is my git config, and which is on my user's root, and I've added these two quite useful aliases which amend the previous commit. So one of which brings up the editor and one doesn't. Okay, but I'll show you how they're used. Share my screen again. So with git amend, it just adds that previously staged change to the last commit without changing anything. So if I go to git log, there's only one commit there still from my previous round of commits in November, which is just now. It's great, but when I'm looking at the git log, I notice that I've made a spelling mistake. So I do actually want to change the message rather than just add files to it. So that's a bit of a pain. So that's why I've got that other alias for editing the last commit. So I'll use that and git amend with message. We can bring up the last message and I can edit, so I can change and correct the spelling of syntax. And then I write that and git log again, and right at the top fortunately it's changed it, which is great. I'm changing messages and adding things to commits. I only want to do that if I haven't pushed to the origin yet, if I haven't pushed to GitHub or other users aren't using my code. So I'm only doing it because I've made some changes locally. It's not a good idea to change your history or messages if you've already pushed your changes, because it will upset people who are using that code. So that's it. Just really simple, quite useful Git tricks with adding flags to normal Git commands that you're probably used to. So the patch flag and the cache flag. That's it.
Brooke, that's really excellent. I'm generally like quite a heavy command line user, like for Git, or I use like some wrapper around Git in Emacs. But anytime I want to like commit hunks, or like just lines or chunks of a file, that's exactly the time that I open up SourceTree or some other visual editor. So it's really good to see how you actually should do it on the command line. So that's just exactly the point where I get lazy and I don't know a lot of details into Git. Like I just use the really simple things. So it was really awesome to see how you do it and how easy it is actually. So I'm going to start doing it like that now. was really good for me.
I'll paste those two aliases that I used as well, just into a because they're quite useful.
So, Paul, I'm gonna show you some Emacs goodies about Git when we meet.
Okay, great. I use Magit. I guess you know it. But,
Yes. Well, it does a lot of things,
yeah.
including this hunk staging thing.
Yeah, so I do hunk staging there, but yeah, I don't know. I guess over quite a number of years, I got used to using SourceTree for picking. I don't know if everyone here knows SourceTree is an app by Atlassian for Git, a visual app for Git. So I often spin that up when I do stuff like this. But anyway, Brooke, that was really, really great. Maybe anyone else has questions, of course.
I don't have any question. It was really interesting. I learned some things I didn't know. I just want to mention that you can also selectively discard things that you have on the working tree in the same way with hangs. If you pass, so you do git checkout -p for a patch, and then dash point. I paste it on the tech channel, and then basically you go through all the hangs and you decide what you want to keep and what you just want to get rid of. It's quite useful if you're messy like me.
You can see if I do git add or patch, and then use the question mark, it tells you what all the letters mean. So yeah, you can do things like select this hunk and every hunk after it, or discard this hunk and every hunk after it, or something like that. So you can work through the file and hunks more quickly than I did. So I only used yes and no, but there are quicker ways of working through a file if you've got lots of changes and you know that they're all in there. But yeah, it's pretty useful.
Yeah, I think Git is like the human mind that you use about 10% of it. So
yeah, no doubt. I mean, these are things that I use like every day. And they're sort of part of my workflow, and they're native to Git. They're really simple, and I'm sure that most of you or a lot of you are using this or other little bits and pieces which you might think are just like really obvious, but actually are worth sharing because I don't know what everybody's using. Yeah.
So, Brooke, small question. There's one thing I didn't know about. What happens if you press A at the interactive prompt? It says manually edit the current hunk.
Yeah, I daren't do it. I think I've seen it before, but I don't know. Oh yeah. So look.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, so you can really specify what you want to add and what you want not to add. But I for most of the time, sometimes when I split hunks, it doesn't split them finely enough. It sort of, especially if they are if the changes are one line after another, they're on the next line, but they're different changes. Sometimes it doesn't give you the ability to split those. So maybe using this would be better. But when that happens, that's when I just give up and I do something else. I use I use Stash or something. Cool. Any other questions?
Okay. Looks like we could have a few more sessions on Git with different people sharing their tricks. It's really cool for me. I'm sure for a lot of us.
Cool.
Okay, so I guess that's it, eh? Thanks a lot, Brooke. It was great. I'll shut off the recording now.